Morning, everyone. It's Susan. I have recently posted a card, the one that you can see on my screen, and some people asked me, how did I do it? Can I show them how? And I had some personal messaging as well about it. Now, I'm going to do a quick video to show you how I did this. Now, some people would know how to use masks and layers, which I can use as well. However, I find that when I'm teaching my Friday class, I like them to experiment and learn what there is. So I tend to do things slightly different than how I would normally or necessarily do them to teach them different steps and techniques. So please, I hope you find something useful from it for those that already know how to do it and maybe even an easier way, which I know there is an easier way. Please bear in mind that I'm doing this on purpose for my group, wanting them to learn certain things. And obviously they know what I wanted to teach them because I would have explained everything during our session. What I'm gonna show you today is how I did this card. So I'm going to go into a new um, project, and all I did, I brought in three different pictures because I'm going to show you some different ways of using these. And then I brought in some frames from my loads of frames that I have. These are frames that have been made using masks. Okay, they're mask frames. I might do a video on how to make these frames as well, but it will have to be after I teach my group. And I'm not doing that as yet because I've got loads in preparation. Right, so let's see how this is going to start. If I take a photo and I bring it into my A5 page, the problem I had is this photo is landscape, my card is going to be portrait, so obviously I've got a lot of extra pieces. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to line it with the top left corner of my page, like so. And once I do that, I'm going to stretch it until, from a corner, of course, to keep the resolution, until it's the size of my page. And when I've done that, I'm going to move it into the position I want it. So if it's the shape, I want the shape to be in the center of my page. Now, before I punch, I'm gonna just tiny bit there. I don't usually move that from there, but just a tiny amount. Now, before I move my picture or cut my picture out, because I could use my punch and punch it so it will be correctly sized. Before I do that, I'm going to mark how big this picture is. And there is a reason for it. I'm going to bring a line out and I find where the change took place on the ruler and line it with that change up at the top here, which then aligns it with my picture size. I'm going to take another line from the side and I'm going to go right to where the change in the ruler occurs, which exactly puts my line where the picture ends. I then going to bring one down. I don't need to, but I'm going to do it to the top of my page. And I'm going to bring one down and put it to the bottom of my page. So that if my picture was a different size to the page, obviously you would know how I did that. Now that I've got the size of the page uh, on the grid line, so I know how big my picture was, I'm going to take a punch from my shape punch. I'm going to size it to the size of my A5 card. And I'm going to punch. The extra bit, which was outside my page, I'm going to delete. And I'm going to delete my punch as well. So now I've got a piece of card, the picture I want, the size of my A5 sheet. And it's just a tiny bit of trust. So I'm happy with that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to color and I'm going to use transparency tool to make it as dark or light as I require. I want it a bit lighter. Okay? Now the next bit is to bring in, I'm going to click away from there, I'm going to bring in the frame that I wanted to place on my chip. I'm going to place it there, and I'm going to resize it. I'm just going to pick it up from the corner, resize it, and say how big would it be. It's going to be like that on my picture, and I'm happy with that. So that's the size of my frame. Now, also, what I did to this particular picture when I did it, I went into styles, and on my instant effects, I went down to where I've got glass, and I gave it a little bit of a glassy edge. Not that one. Let me see which one it was. Something similar to this, but if I'm going to do that, I need to darken it slightly. And it was something like that. So it looks like there is a glass. Now, the next step is to bring in my photo again into my frame. But now the problem is that that's not going to match exactly my ship here because it's a different size. So what I need to do next is very simple. I select crop item, and I'm going to resize my picture so it goes up to the top, down to the bottom line, and then I need to move it so that it goes within the area of my original picture. That will now make it exactly right. So it will continue my design. And it gives the effect or the illusion that somebody was behind the glass and it was frosty, so they cleaned the glass and saw the ship passing by. Once I finished that, all I did, I took some text, I wrote my message looking through the, what, the through being, hold on a second, let's do it proper. I did through the glass, but this time I'm going to do through the window. Window, I made it bigger and I changed the font to that one, I believe. Hold on a second. And then I went and added something like that. And this one, I made it bold and a little bit bigger point, like that. So looking through the window. I hope you learned something from it. If you already knew how to do it, then fair enough. If you did like it, please do give me a thumbs up and do subscribe, because if I see people are still subscribing, I will go and endeavor to do some more videos for you. There will be a couple more coming in today, so I hope you'll keep a watchful eye for them. I hope you like this. Any questions, please do ask and I'll try to find you a solution. So even if it's something different, if you wanted to do so, I'll do another video which is similar, but with using my own frame as well. So I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.